Hi, everyone. Welcome
Hi.
to Facebook Groups Aren't Dead. This super controversial class that we're teaching. Angeline has a Facebook group. I've had Facebook groups. She's had one for how many years?
10 years.
10
Wait.
years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just grow, 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 grow. We have a couple of Facebook groups, different
Mm-hmm.
types, one together and then individually. And we know that a lot of our people that are watching this class right now are missing the opportunity. And so we're going to show you some opportunities that you may be missing and hopefully teach you some things that you could dial in on your existing group.
Yeah. I mean, the whole point of a Facebook group really is to create community. So use it to serve your business, your niche, your passion, whatever, in a way that builds community within the people in the group. So let's kind of dive in on how that can apply to you.
Yes. Okay, so let's go over here to present. All right. Facebook groups aren't dead. 4 ways to use groups to make money and build your brand. And like Angeline was saying, um, build community around your brand. That is probably a better way of saying that, but it didn't fit. So, okay, here's the deal. I call this swimming upstream, meaning you're just going in the opposite direction of everyone else. All the other brands out there are busy on other platforms. There's new things like Threads. What in the hell is that even? Twitter, is now called something else. We have TikTok and oh my gosh, WhatsApp groups and Marco Polos and all these different things that you can do. But I think that these brands have forgotten the middle-aged woman that's hanging around on Facebook still. And I think that there's an untapped opportunity here for you to tap into this market of women like me and Angeline, whose kids are, we're all being empty nesters. And now we are like twiddling our thumbs with what we're going to do next. And so they're on Facebook. They're just scrolling. They're joining groups.
And there's not any other platforms that have an element of a group community like Facebook. So until that happens, this is still our very best option.
Do you remember when Facebook groups first came out and how confusing it was? I'm like, group.
Yes, absolutely, I do.
I think I'm just now starting to get the hang of it.
Yeah.
20 years later. But I totally remember that. So why Facebook groups? First of all, the 2023 Facebook goals. I'm going to read from my little notes here. Facebook says it's critical to our long-term success, meaning Facebook groups. Their 5-year goal is to amass 1 billion with a B, meaningful group members. Meaningful groups are communities vital to the user's experience. So we want you to help become a part of Facebook's goals for the next 5 years. And let me tell you, when Facebook is focusing their goals on something, you want to go where their focus is, because that means you're going to be rewarded for helping them reach their goals. So that's just another reason, a little extra there for creating a Facebook group right now.
And
Yeah.
what I was going to say was what will happen is, because this is such a priority for Facebook, when you are sharing, you have a group with members, the content that you share inside that group will be pushed at the top of their feed, because they're your group. They've said, I want this content. And if it is a goal of Facebook's, then they're going to be getting it more in their feed, which is really good for you, more so than if you were just posting on your wall or your business page. That may or may not get in front of your audience, but if it's inside a group, it will.
Yeah. If you can align what you're doing with what their growth goals are, then you're going to be rewarded for it extra. It's almost like tailwind. When you're flying with the wind, you're going faster. Sponsorships. Now, I heard this at a conference that I recently went to, and I had never heard this before, nor did I find anything about it in any of my research for this class. But you can sell a sponsorship opportunity to sponsor your group. We're going to talk about this a little bit more later, but you can sell a sponsorship of the cover image and say this group is sponsored by X, Y, and Z. For instance, if you're a DIYer or something like that, your group could be sponsored by the local hardware store or something like that. Facebook groups are super easy to create, so they're frictionless. They're a platform that allows you to gather people easily. Facebook will recommend people for your group even. And it's almost like you have a partnership, and a platform that is easy to use and familiar to everybody in it. FOMO, fear of missing out. People want to be a part of things. And if they think somebody else is getting information that they aren't, they're going to be like, wait a minute, what about me? Affiliate sales, because the last one, engagement rate, is so high in groups versus your page. What is the engagement rate on a page?
It's less than 10%.
Yeah. So you could have 10,000 followers, but like what? 1,000 people might be seeing it.
I would think that feels like really optimistic. Really.
So, okay, wait a minute. I have that on one of my pages, and I definitely would say it's more like 3%.
Yeah.
1 to 5% even. So, yeah, but your engagement rate in groups, what's that?
Well, I don't know specifically, but I can tell you it is a lot higher. It definitely feels, again, because they're there by choice. They've opted in, so they get a little bit more weight in your audience will get a little bit more of your posts than if you were just putting it out randomly on Facebook.
They're a more warm market, I would guess.
Right? Yep. And the algorithm favors it. Yeah.
Yep. And because your rate is higher, it's easier to earn money through affiliates, selling products where you make money if they buy. Let me turn off my ringer on that. Okay, so that's the 6 reasons Facebook groups are a money-making gold mine right now. The middle-aged women are there. So if that's your market, then and you're watching this class, then you just need to stick around for the rest of this class. There's a bazillion different ideas for Facebook groups, but after reading through probably like 28 of them, I boiled it down to categories. So these 4 categories: activities, events, deals, and info, those are broad categories of different Facebook groups you could create. These can make you money, and they can build your brand. These can be paid for groups, which most of the ones we're talking about today are, but there are groups that are like fans of your brand. Angelin has one of those. If you're in direct sales or you have a boutique or something like that, there's definitely opportunities for a Facebook group where you sell money once they're in there and not on the upfront where they pay to join the group. So let's talk about activities. You can cook, you can craft, you can treasure hunt, you can do projects. Activity-based Facebook groups tend to, they can lean towards like a one and done sort of thing. So I'm going to do this, you're going to do it with me, and it's like fun. We'll talk about that here in a second. Events are based on a class. Maybe you want to deliver a class live in a group where it's more workshop based and interactive. You can conduct a challenge. I've done challenges through a Facebook group where it was a 3-day challenge, and they come to the Facebook group and I have reminders, and then I send them emails and all of that. You could also do something like the after party and have a Facebook group, and you call it the blank, blank, blank after party. And Angela and I were talking right before this. We're going to a conference in September, and I said, how fun would it be for us to create an after party where we're just hosting the after meet and greet or whatever to this conference, and everybody that we can meet during the conference, we're like, yeah, join our after party. We're going to talk about everything and dump our notes and all that kind of stuff in a Facebook group afterwards. Now, that's not necessarily a paid for group. However, you can use it as a funnel to something else.
Yeah.
The deals this is a good one for Angelin to explain.
Sure. This is more product based typically. So if you want to do where you're selling, you're pretty much selling in this type of group, whether it's an affiliate, you're sharing things you're finding and you're sharing an affiliate link. If you want to do live sales or if you're fans of your brand. So if you have a community based around, if you sell makeup or if you, it's like I sell jewelry, these VIP groups, these places where I just want to create that relationship to the brand and to myself all the time. So we share funny things and happy and style tips. And so you're giving value, you're creating a place where they want to be, but it's always because you want to sell to them through your group. So again, you are making money on that, even though it is not a paid membership to the group.
Yeah. Okay, so an information-based group is sort of like our social club. Social club has a lot more bells and whistles to it besides just the Facebook group. However, you are selling your expertise in a niche, and you're often providing tips and tricks and hacks and workshops and information that they have to pay to get. And sometimes that also does not have to be a paid for group if you're just wanting to build the relationship. For the purposes of this class, I had kind of written it and created it because all of these groups are paid for subscription groups. And I'll show you what I mean by that. But again, know that the caveat is if your goal with this Facebook group is to build a relationship, that's also okay. You can have a free group and have it to solidify your know, like, and trust factor for your brand. Build that community.
It's as long as it's a paid for program. Maybe it's a paid for program, but you're using a Facebook group to build that part of your community. So it doesn't mean that they have to necessarily, we'll get into this, pay for just to join the Facebook group. They're joining your program, and then part of that program is joining the Facebook group. So we'll dive into that a little bit.
Okay, so activity-based groups. You've got cooking, crafting, treasure hunting, DIY.
I was thinking weight loss journey. You know, that would be a good one for activities too.
Yes, yes. I could run that one right now. I'm on a mission. I'm not doing very well, but just watch the shit show.
Right.
Maybe $5. But okay, so I'm probably jumping ahead here, but I'll talk about this again in a later slide. But the class that I recently went to, a lady named Kari Ann, she has a crafting group every September. And in that group, she asks people to buy the kit to craft with her. That kit is basically a shopping list, an Amazon shopping list, and everything on it is an affiliate. So she's making money not only for the live workshop, but also for them going and buying X, Y, and Z. So her crafting group she's not a crafter. She just likes to craft. She's actually a home interior, influencer online, but that's how she uses groups. She said it was a mega relationship builder for her, which is very good for us. I know y'all have heard me talk about the 7-4-11 theory, where you need 7 hours, 4 locations, and 11 different interactions to move a follower into the friend category. That theory really rings true across the internet and in real life for that matter. But if you want to build that relationship fast, sit on a Facebook Live with all of your people and craft and see what comes out and all the questions, and you're just sitting there gluing and talking. That is a really good way to do that. You want to open that group up 1 month in advance. You don't want to do it too far in advance because then people lose steam. 1 month is even that is kind of long, but no more than 1 month ahead of time. And you want to give people more than a week, because if the group is based on something that they need to buy and you're going to be selling them affiliates, you need to give them time to do that. You're going to advertise that group through your pages and your profiles. The link to sign up for that group is a landing page. You can create that very easily through any of your mail service providers like Flowdesk, or MailChimp or Constant Contact. You can even do it through Canva, and I believe you can do that through the free Canva. You can create a basically kind of a landing page, which is a link tree, but you just have one link. And that link leads to your PayPal subscription button or your whatever the subscription is. Most people have PayPal, and you can create a subscription, and somebody can pay $5 a month to be a part of your group. Or in Carianne's example, she charged $50. She did 4 crafting projects every Saturday for a month, and she had 4 affiliate lists of the projects. People paid $50 one time, and she sent that link to everyone. Every time somebody signed up, their automatic next email was join our group, because that's where everything, that was the platform they chose she chose in order to deliver that workshop, that virtual experience. But the reason she used Facebook and not a paid for group platform like Mighty Networks or whatever is because I'm going to show you in our best practices slide. Facebook was promoting her Facebook page. And so when she would get people trying to join it, she would send them messages. Hey, here's the link to sign up for this Facebook group. So she had a partner in crime there to help her promote it.
I always think about too, like at the beginning of the year, feels like, everybody who sells any kind of weight loss product has, you buy this product, and once you buy the product, I'm going to invite you into this Facebook group so you can do this challenge with us, so Arbonne or Optavia or any of those. I feel like I always see things like that, where once you buy the product, now a benefit is you get to be in this group where we'll talk about recipes and support and all these kinds of things. So
yeah, I love that, because it's just another creative way of having a landing page to get in the group. They're still buying something to get into the group, and it's just you make it work for your business and make it make sense for whatever it is you do. And it's Facebook specifically, middle-aged women with money and time on their hands, and all the other brands are looking elsewhere to other platforms that they're maybe not as regular on. You want to make sure that you create an easy link to sign up, no matter what that is. And when you do go live, you're going to want to stream through a third-party service. And then what I mean by that is, just like this class right now, we are recording it through Zoom. We could be streaming it live to a Facebook group right now if we wanted to as well. It allows you to do that. Or you can sign up for something like StreamYard, or YouTube Live, something like that, and you can stream it to another platform. But either way, you want to make sure that you have that recorded so you can reuse some of that content outside of your paid for group, because now you're creating FOMO. People are like, oh my gosh, I want to see the rest of that video. And you're like, oh, well, you have to join my group.
Well, and it also creates B-roll for future posts, or clips that you can do for promotion. So yes, absolutely. It's just smart.
Yes, the clips create the FOMO for sure. And the key takeaways for an activity-based Facebook group, creating one of these, is you can sell the crap out of affiliates. And it's a really good way to build relationships, because a lot of time activity-based groups are an activity that you're passionate about. That's why I added treasure hunting in here. I know a lot of people that are passionate about baking cookies and, whatever baking. And then I know people that are craft fanatics. So my personal brand, Brookie Lynn's Bungalow, has nothing to do with Volkswagen buses, for instance, but that is very much a part of my brand. And so whatever you're passionate about, if you're a personal brand, your Facebook group can be solidified around that, if that makes sense for you. But there's so many bazillion examples that I can't speak for you, but I want you to start thinking about that. The second kind of event Facebook group is an event-based Facebook group. So you could sell a class and deliver that class via Facebook Live in a group to only the people who've paid for that class. So again, they're paying for the class. That's the landing page, but they're getting the group. And then inside that group will show how you can upsell them. You could create a challenge that's a paid for challenge. You could do a free challenge and they all have to join that group. But then you're upselling them after that challenge, maybe a class or a coaching program or something like that. And then we talked about this, the after party, something that's like join the conversation online in the after party, and whatever it is that y'all all attend, Comic-Con, something crazy like, or BravoCon, the after party on that would be really cool. If that's what you're into. But anyways, that would also be something highly searchable online. Maybe 90 Day Fiance, maybe you watch that. And I know my mother does. And she's always wanting to talk to me about that. I have no clue who she's talking about. I just know about that one guy with no neck. That's all I know. I saw that once. I was like, what's up with this guy? Okay. So anyways, live with comments on for questions. So when you go live to talk about it, you're really just asking questions and getting everybody to comment and talk about that and talk with each other in the comments. And while you're live about that particular event. This is a good one to establish your expertise if it's a class or a challenge. If it's an after party, it's more about building a community of like-minded people who have a common experience. But the class or the challenge, you're definitely going to solidify your expertise and wisdom. Delivering a class in a Facebook Live, it feels unique to me. It feels like it would almost be like, oh, that's weird. I'm used to downloading it on Kajabi or whatever it is. I feel like it might be a unique twist for a class delivery, and it would also create less barrier to success for people who don't know how to create e-courses. You don't have to be an e-course creator expert to host a class. You can do it live through Facebook and have the downloadable PDFs linked in the file section of your group.
One thing that my team does is, when I was listening to this, I was thinking this applies. So every once in a while, we'll do what we call a mega party. And it's an event inside a Facebook group. You have to be invited. But we make it's a shopping event. So there's a time and a date where we're going to go live and do a party. Okay. So it's like a QVC kind of style. So we are going live to sell. But for 2 days, we lead up to that. We have lots of posts. There's a lot of interaction. There's prizes, there's giveaways. So it creates this very high energy 4 or 5 day event around this live. And then after it's over, it's done and it's gone. But it allows people to be part of the fun, create this excitement, this energy, and then they get to shop and then it's over.
Yep. Okay, I love that. Something else I had learned in doing this, and I haven't added it in here, is opening up a Facebook group. And this was the one example I saw, twice a year, only in August and January. So people know that in August and January, this is open and that's it. And you can join it then, or you have to wait till the fall. And that's that kind of is applicable to Kari Ann's group that I was talking about earlier, where she only opens it in August because she crafts every Saturday in September, and then she does it again in February. But anyways, you keep the group open for a window of time for the challenge, the class, or the after party. Doesn't necessarily have to be something that stays up and going for the rest of your life. This doesn't have to be a long-term commitment for you or the attendees. But again, grab that email address so that you at least have some way to reach out to them forever, but you do not have to maintain a Facebook group forever. Again, create that easy link to sign up, ask for their email. If Facebook is suggesting this group to people because it's searchable, which we're going to talk about here in a second, then you want to make sure that you have an easy link. You can say, hey, thanks for wanting to join my Facebook group. Here's the link to sign up. Get it first, buy this kit, or join this program, or, pay this $5 fee, whatever it is. But in events, you can upsell a program or a class. And then also, I was just thinking about this. If you're doing an after party for like a convention or something, and everybody you meet, you're like, oh yeah, we have a little Facebook group. It's called the after party. We'd love to have you in there, talk about everything we've learned at the convention this weekend. Well, in that group, you could always advertise your upcoming conference or something like that. We don't have one of those. Maybe we should get one.
I know. Believe me, my mind is turning. Yeah. Because you can come back to a group even if it's been over, an event is over for 6 months. You can come back in there, tag everybody in that group, and share something new.
Yep. Okay. And then again, always go live through a third-party service for recording. If you have any questions about a third-party service, please, if you're watching this and not a part of Social Club, reach out through our Facebook group or our Facebook page or Instagram, and we would be happy to send you links. We also have links on our website at nextchaptersocial.com underneath tools of the trade. The key takeaway for event-based Facebook groups is that you're establishing your expertise in these groups, and you're able to upsell some other program, class, or event that you have coming up. Deals. This is Angelin's definitely going to pipe in on this one, because I do not sell any sort of fashion things, whatever. But deals, all I can say about this is you're going to want to make sure that if you're selling something in this group, that and it's not like, for instance, what Angelin's going to hopefully come in and talk about, with her direct sales and things like that. A regular schedule is important. When you are predictable, then your clients know, oh, it's Friday. Oh my gosh, I'm going to go online, see what she has. You can sell items that aren't your own. You can definitely affiliate link items that are not your own. You only open your group 2 times per year. I guess I did put this in here, but maybe in August and in January, you open your group for people to be able to come into it. You want to create some sort of a scarcity mindset. You don't have to do that for deals, but you can create an easy link to sign up, saying that go live streaming through third-party services. Except the most important about this one is when, if you are sharing like your 5 favorite finds on Amazon every Friday, okay, your 5 favorite Amazon finds on Friday, and let's say you're charging $2 to be a part of this deals and steals group, okay, and you share your things on Friday, and they're all from Amazon. If you are shooting that horizontally, make sure you're also shooting it vertically. And the reason why is because if you have an Amazon affiliate store, which may or may not apply to you, but just keep this in your back pocket for later. If you have an Amazon affiliate store, you can upload Reels type content in there. And it is highly, it gets a lot of love. If you are putting those shorts or those reels in your Amazon store, you can do that. It's a platform that allows you to do that now. Also, YouTube shorts are vertical. And so if you're selling in your group, they're getting that content first, right? It's exclusive to that group. You want to give it to them first, but you can also repurpose that content later and put it in other places like Reels on Instagram. And then you can link to those Amazon affiliates in there as well. So I just want to make sure that you know that even if you're not there yet, make sure that you're setting yourself up for success later and getting that content while you're doing it, so you do not have to reinvent the wheel. Also kind of a pro level tip. If you have a virtual assistant, that virtual assistant learns you. That person knows you and they're online. That's their job. All they do is they're online. so they can easily find really cool things that you may not have time to go look for on the daily and curate that list for you. That's definitely something a virtual assistant can do for you. The key takeaways on this particular one is that you can sell affiliates, and you can do influencer brand deals if you wanted, where you got special, like, pricing for your group. But then Angeline, I want her to talk about how this could work if you sold direct sales.
Yeah, it's nothing different, except there's a couple of things I would add. Like for me, when I have a new customer or I meet somebody at an event, I'm always inviting them to come into this group. So I have a little QR code at my table that says join my Facebook group. If if you love the brand and you want to know, be part of it. I have exclusive sales in here. I have special fun things. And I try to make it feel very special inside my online boutique store. Okay. So it is a free group and you are invited to join at any time because I'm going to sell to you. But also I'm always making references to like, okay, you guys are my peeps. You're special. I'm not putting this anywhere else. This is exclusively inside this group. So giving them that feeling special kind of thing. And then I also try very hard to focus on engaging posts. So not just always selling, but asking their opinion, getting, what do you think of this? Vote on this. Or I want to make them laugh, or tell me a funny memory. And a lot of engagement that doesn't really have anything to do with my product. But again, we're creating community. And what I love is when Andrea posts something, like she comments on something, and then Vicky's like, ha ha ha, I remember that too. And now they're talking to each other. I love that. So it really does create, and sometimes I'll do an in-person event and so will meet so-and-so, and they're like, oh my God, I know you from the group. So now again, it's kind of creating that community too. And again, we're selling jewelry, but it's because they love the brand, they love me, they feel like they're my friend now. And it just is a good cycle of sort of creating that loyalty, if you will.
Yeah. And don't you think that even with like Social Club,
Oh,
one of
100%.
the best parts of the group is the intangible relationships that are built amongst your members, and you feel responsible for creating friendships, and it feels so good. That feels really
100%.
good. That's
It
not
was
blowing
our
smoke
vision.
either.
It was our vision from the very beginning. It is why we created Social Club. The community was the biggest thing that we wanted out of this program, because we don't know everything, but the power of the group is so special, right? Because when you can build that support and that camaraderie and that Q&A, all those, it just is so magical.
Yeah. And I do want to say this too, as far as money. Everybody, you bought this class in one way or another. You bought this class, and I want to teach you how to make money. And if you can
Yes.
make it a paid for Facebook group and it works for you, then I say go for it. And just know what the trade-offs are for doing that. If you charge $99 for Social Club, that's why we don't just deliver a Facebook group. We have coaching, Zoom calls, and virtual office hours, and book clubs, and social hours where we get together, and we have more, right? We create a whole thing around this, a whole program. So we want you to make money, and we want to teach you ways to do that. But one of the best intangible features of Facebook groups specifically is everybody else meeting each other and becoming friends. And then you have this solid community built around your brand. All right. So speaking of, this is the last type: expertise, niche, tips, tricks, hacks, info-based groups. Social Club is that. Our group, we provide social simplified prompts. We give tips through these little shorts that we do. We ask questions. We, go live, all these kinds of things. But pricing is key on an info-based group, because you really don't want to price it too high because then they get charged again. I need to turn this off because they haven't used it. But if you don't price it high enough, then nobody shows up. So you really want that sweet spot, and you might have to play with that a little bit. In an info-based group, you can upsell courses, programs, and even coaching, or all three. You can create scarcity by limiting the number of people that you let in the group. We have toyed around with that idea. We haven't actually done it, but I know in my research that you definitely can do that, and it does work. You can create you need to create an easy link for sign up. Ours is on our website. You join Social Club, you get an invite to join the group. But we get requests to join our group all the time because Facebook's promoting it, or members are like, hey, you should join this group that I'm in, and they forget that they first paid right through the website. But either way, it's people are asking to join. Create go live. And again, stream through that third party service, and film vertical. And I should have erased this part. Oh gosh, sorry for repeating that. But again, film it vertical, because a lot of times if you're giving your expertise, you can use those shorts for your Instagram reels. Asking controversial questions. I don't mean like, are you a Democrat or a conservative? Or do you believe in God? Please don't ask any questions that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is, do you think Facebook groups are dead? That's
right. Or, yes.
Yes.
About a football team, or Diet Dr. Pepper sucks. What do you think? That kind of thing.
Or like, I know Cappy, she had that neon green or whatever this season, this or that, sometimes that's controversial. Would you wear socks with sandals? I don't know. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Right. No, but it is meat on a bun. I'm just saying. Okay. So set up live workshops, classes, and challenges through the group. The key takeaways on here is that you find your like-minded tribe, people that are moving in the same direction because they're seeking the same information. So a lot of times, like ours is for small businesses that are trying to build their business. We're all in this entrepreneurial journey. It's a lonely road, and it's super hard if you do not have a tribe to help you. But you definitely are establishing your know, like, and trust factor by sharing your expertise within this group. So, okay, here are the best practices for setting up all kinds of groups. No matter what those for that you're like, ooh, I'm going to do that. Always record a welcome message. It does not have to be pristine or perfect. Again, this is a group of your peeps. Imagine maybe not necessarily your messy house friends that can just stop by at any time, but almost messy house friends. This is your group of people that you should feel comfortable around and should know the real you, not always so perfect and polished and scripted. But you'll want to pin your welcome message to the top and make sure that you tell them, hit some bullet points of things that you want to say. But just be real and authentic in that welcome message. It really sets the tone for your group. Schedule weekly prompts for engagement. Prompts could look like a picture and say, tell me a story. What does this remind you of? It could be an inspirational quote. You could ask them a controversial question. You could say, let's do a Pinterest follow. Prompts that engage activity amongst your group members. Always set the post to approval, because it is your group and you might want to let them post. But, sometimes you get those people in there that are just self-promotion, and I know sometimes I accidentally do that because it just says, would you post to these other groups? And I'll just toggle them all and not think about it. Oh, wait, that doesn't go in that group. So just set it to approval and save yourself the headache later. Create custom rules. Facebook gives you rules. You can certainly adopt those, but come up with some custom ones just to let them know that you thought about it. Think about groups that you're in and what you don't like, and make rules around that. Utilize all 3 questions. Make sure that you're using all 3 questions and ask your members questions, even open-ended questions, because you can even use that information to create posts later on. But at least one of your questions needs to ask for their email address. How was it said? Social media is the on-ramp to your forever home. I read that. Social media is the on-ramp to your forever home. So people learn about you through a Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or whatever, but their forever home is your email. That's where you own that, your business. It's yours. It's not going to be taken away from you when somebody gets a wild hair to change the algorithm. So, use affiliate links in all groups as much as you can. Think of everything. For instance, the treasure hunting group, I'm going to create the Picker's Dream Toolkit, the Dream Picker's Toolkit or something. And I'm going to have my wagon. I'm going to have my fanny pouch. I'm going to have my dollar bill holder. I'm going to have sanitized wipes, everything. And that is going to be my toolkit for my treasure hunting group if I were to create one, because that was an idea after creating this. I'm like, oh, I got to do that. So think about what your toolkit could be at the very least. Use affiliate links however you can do that. And it doesn't have to be with Amazon. You could create an affiliate with anybody that's industry specific. For instance, you and I talked about mortgage companies creating a group to talk about repairing their credit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or I remember one of our mortgage professionals saying that a lot of times she'll get people who want to learn about what they can do to buy their first home, but they're a year away, right? So there's a little bit of an education process that she has to provide for them before they're ready to actually use her. Well, rather than providing that one-on-one with every single person that she comes in contact that needs her, that's a little bit of a waste of her time. But if she could put them in a Facebook group where she's maybe doing, a monthly Q&A, a live session on a Monday night, or posting some quotes or some education or some articles that they could read, or maybe bringing on every once in a while another professional to talk about repairing credit or saving up or whatever, I don't know, but creating this group where she's educating the masses, so nurturing them so that when they're ready, they will use her because she's given all this value, and it's a good use of her time.
Yes, and also because she's the mortgage company that eventually will do their mortgage.
Yes.
If we go back to that very second slide where I said sponsorships, Lori, that's who we're thinking about right now. Lori, if she created a Facebook group built around educating her future clients on how to repair their credit and be prepared to qualify for a mortgage and a low interest rate, then perhaps that cover photo on her Facebook group could say group sponsored by Repair My Credit Now, or whatever. I don't even know if that company's still in existence, but credit repair company that comes in and discusses different tips and tricks for repairing their credit. They can literally sponsor the group where Lori might have 300 people in there. And that's her value. She says, I have 300 people that need to repair their credit, and I need industry professionals to come in and speak. Will you sponsor my group? It's $250 to get the cover photo.
And then
money.
The other thing I was thinking about right when you just said that was that a group like that is very shareable. So if somebody's in that group and like, I'm learning so much, and they're having a conversation with their friend about it, they're going to share that group with them. So now you have a tool that your ideal clients are sharing with your more friends of theirs that are your ideal clients. And now you have a way to get them into your funnel while you're educating them.
Yep, absolutely. And you've given them so much that the law of reciprocity, oh, I was in this mortgage company group that taught me all about this. They're going to come back to you to get their mortgage because you gave them something.
Yep.
Okay. And again, uses affiliates or sponsorship opportunities. Allow Facebook to suggest your group. If you are about a credit repair information group, name your group so that it's searchable. So when people are looking for people who can help them, they find your group. Name it something searchable. If the 3 words is best. And Q4 is typically the best time to monetize Facebook groups because people are in a frenzy to spend money during Q4. I don't really know anything other than that. Carian's example, again, just going back over this to wet your whistle and get you inspired. She does affiliate. She sells all kinds of things, all of these things. This rug, she said she's like a millionaire just selling this one rug. Everybody always asks, where'd you get your rug? And she talks about it at least once a month. But my point is this, she's not a crafter. But a lot of the people who follow her are into interior design, and her people who follow her are middle-aged women. And so that's the biggest demographic. And so that's when she came up with this idea that you can craft with me. She's not a crafter. So she kind of is a shit show on her fun little crafting adventure. And she's like, I got all the supplies. I had them all shipped to my house. I had them all out on the table behind me. And I was like, I'm just going to figure out she's like, I hope it turns out. And she's just gluing. She's like, what about that? You think I should move this? And she really was fun. And it was just a real reality behind the scenes look at her and her everyday life and how she is. And she sold a bunch of craft supplies off of Amazon. And then again, the $50 entry fee for those $50 total for the entire month of September, they could craft every Saturday, whether they were there or not. She was there. So anyways, then here's another example that we both agreed was an awesome example for fitness and health people, or nutrition, any of that. This is a group that my cousins and my aunt, they're all participating in this. This is some group. I don't even know where this gym is in America. I have no idea. But the guy created this Facebook group. It's $349 one time to join forever. It's a one-time fee, $349. For that, he does these 4-week, 1-month cycles where this week you eat nothing but salads. This week you eat nothing but this. But he gives you recipes of the top over the years. Everybody that, these are the best recipes. Everybody loves this. Here's your shopping list. Then he uploads 30-minute workouts. And every single day for 30 minutes, you do the workout. And it changes every day. But he pre-schedules them. And then he has these menus. And if you do his program, you lose this weight. But again, it's $349. You join for life. And if you look over here, 8.3 thousand. I'm just going to do the math right here live on our little thing here. $349 times 8,300. Oh my God.
What is it?
$2,896,700. I think you should just turn off the computer right now and go make a Facebook group because hello. A
Wow.
one-time fee is kind of a good big damn deal. $2,896,700. Now, maybe he wasn't charging $349 from the very beginning. I don't know, but he is now. And I know at least 3 people that have paid for that in my family alone. And I was about to do it too. So there you go.
Interesting.
I feel like we're all missing opportunities here. Okay, so speaking of that, what type of group could you start? What is your niche or passion, and how? This was Angela's edition here. This is really good. How could that Facebook group serve your business? I could think of 2,876,000, whatever way that could serve my business. But what could you do in a real estate group? Mortgages, nutrition, fashion, style, organization, coaching. Would you charge?
We have Meg Lebachowicz, who is in our social club, who just reached out to us about creating some kind of subscription for interior design. So she's thinking about this, and this class is really going to help her. But I just thought about that too. She's going to create some kind of subscription where she can teach people. I think it's brilliant.
Yes, which brings me to one other thing. I was following an Instagram account called She Gave It a Go on Instagram, and she niched down to just interior design for her bedroom. And she redid her nightstand 3 different ways. One was how to redo your nightstand with Amazon. And then she did all the Amazon things and made it so cute. I was like, oh my gosh. First of all, I need a nightstand. Second of all, if I had one, that's what I would do. The other one was like how to redo your nightstand from Nordstrom Rack. So not only could our friend do an interior design group, but that would be a gold mine of affiliates for her.
Right. True.
Okay. An
Yeah,
organization. Hello. Yeah.
I'm fired up now. I want to go think about something else to do.
Yeah. I know, right? We need to monetize a Facebook group. We're going into Q4, so
right.
Steps to set up your Facebook group. Take a screenshot of this. I'll also create a PDF of this and put it in the course materials, just so you can kind of write it out. But you're going to choose your group type. What kind of group are you going to create? And then kind of think about in the first month, what are you going to do? You want to have that first month really thought out before you actually start your group. Determine your price for the group. Are you going to charge for it? Are you not going to charge for it? And if you don't charge for it, what is your monetary goal from the group? Because there does need to be some sort of monetary goal, I think, behind creating this, because we don't want you to just create something for the sake of creating it. Nobody has time for that. Record your welcome video and pin it to the top after you kind of know what your group's about, what kind of group it is. Welcome your members with a nice welcome message that's a recording of your face talking. Name your group and set it up correctly. That actually probably should come before. But name your group and set it up correctly with those best practices. Add your link everywhere. If it's not a paid for group, then the link to join your group or to ask to join your group. If it is a paid for group, which is what I highly recommend, is put that landing page link everywhere you can think of, and including, I've got a QR code on my phone so that wherever you go, you never know. You can say, oh, well, here, scan this. And I just saved it as a JPEG. It's not even that pretty. It's not centered either, which is kind of bothersome. But put it on your Facebook, put it everywhere. And then gather affiliates. Start gathering affiliates. That is not an easy task. That is something that you want to do over time. We have something called Tools of the Trade on our website of things and tools that we use. And then we search them out to see if they had an affiliate program. So think about all the different things that you use that you're going to be talking about in your group, and see if they have an affiliate or ambassador program where you could benefit monetarily by sharing that information with your people. And ask them if you have something like a coupon code that you can give exclusively to your group. That's nice too. We're going to explore the parts of our Facebook group very, very quickly. I just want to show you our group. So right here, we are actually, let me go to our group home. 1 second. I'm going to go to our group home first. Okay, so we have a cover photo. It's nice, bright, fun, is very inviting, makes people want to be a part of our group, I think. And in our featured section, you don't have to have all these pinned posts. However, over the past year, we have had a lot of important things that we want our clients to know about, or our group members. And the very first post that we ever did was watch this welcome message first. And she's holding start and I'm holding here. And it's a message where we are saying welcome to our group members. This, I'm going to let Angelin speak to this, but this is about our events within our group.
Yes, we use a website called adevents.com, I believe it is, where you can create a subscription calendar, if you will. This is how, when you go to sign up for an event, it says save it to your calendar, and it will drop it into your Google Calendar, your iCal calendar. How you set that up is through like an adevents.com. And so there's a free one that's kind of limited, but if you wanted to create a calendar for your group to make sure that they're getting the invites on their calendar, you can do that through Ad Events. So we did that here, shared a link, so anybody can click on that, and then they'll automatically get the those events, our Zoom calls and things like that, dropped right into their into their calendar, which is super nice. It's really, really great, because then you can count on them being there, not them putting it in their calendar themselves.
Yeah, especially, I mean, if you have a 1-month event, you have a Saturday thing, then you know that this is going to alert them from however you set it up. It's going to alert them on their phone. And again, that's the on-ramp to their forever home. It's texting them. You're living in their phone now. So that's really big. Okay, so go back to here. So that's just the featured section. Set that up. You have your different group rules, where you can create more. And then your scheduled posts, which was what we were on, scheduled posts when we first got here. We have a bunch of scheduled posts, engaging videos where people are seeing our face. But if you notice, I'm wearing red, and Angelin's wearing white and white. We batched that content. We don't sit down every day and come up with some videos. When I got my makeup on, that's when I'm going to do this. And sometimes not even when I don't have my makeup on. But batch your content, set your group up for success. This doesn't need to be hard. So with that, I'm going to go back to our class and say Facebook groups aren't dead, and anyone can profit from them. Swim upstream, do what everyone else isn't doing, and create a free Facebook group, or create a Facebook group platform. You can ask people to pay for it. You can sell within it, and you can do it in a very, very short amount of time. It's frictionless, easy, and you're missing out on a lot of opportunity if you aren't.
This was awesome.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.